Please welcome to the stage the next speaker, Christian Heins, Director of iGaming at Tipico. And Christian will be talking about operators taking a stand against the black market. Christian, the floor is yours.
All right.
The clicker should be...
Where is it?
Should be lying there.
No?
It's not. Then I
Someone
will
stole it.
get it to you. The clicker?
Here. Here it is.
There.
Great.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, first of all, thanks Willem, thanks Gaming in Europe for having me. And you probably know I'm not a lawyer, I'm not working for a lobby agency, I'm not even working in the compliance department. I'm one of the guys who's working in the commercial department, so I have to deal with the tools that regulatory environment providing to me, and if they're not sufficient, I have to invent tools. And this is, I think, more or less the topic of today's speech, if you allow me to start. Well, I will speak a lot about the black market today and, well, the operational findings. No? So we heard a lot about data and how important it is to have a scientific approach to generate even more data and to evaluate the current regulation. But let's start with how do we find black market offerings at Tipico. So we established a market observation team. We have 2 people working on the sports side. We have 1 working on the game side. We established a Google monitoring. I will speak about this in a minute. And also now for Meta, you might have all read the news in the last 2 days about this big scandal. I'm going to speak about this as well. And of course, we are using third-party data. So it's all studies available in the market, but also we are in constant exchange with our industry peers, for example, Entain, where we then exchange observation data with. And last but not least, we also listen, of course, to bloggers. If we like them or not, they are there and they are commenting. And of course, we read what they write. And sometimes it's useful, and then we follow up on this as well. So first of all, from all of this, what I've shown you before, we generate a domain list. At the moment, I just asked the colleagues who are also here in the room, we have around 1,600 approximately domains on the observation list from black market offerings. And this domain list, we upload via an API into SimilarWeb. SimilarWeb is a tool that we use to, let's say, let's provide market information. I don't go too much into details, but I know that the GGL is using the tool as well. What we get in return is we get the visits, visit duration, bounce rates, and the ad networks that are used to promote the offerings. Now we get referring domains, payment methods, etc., etc. It's really a big ostrich of data that we're getting back from this tool. And then, well, we have to do manual checks after we get the data back. And then we also have to do partly quotations. So what does it mean? Well, we have Wunderino sitting here. It's easy. If you want to, Wunderino is a one-trick pony. They only have this one virtual slot business. So we can attribute 100% of the traffic to virtual slots. But also with Tipico Games, we have a subdomain. It's games.tipico.de. So also this is easy to analyze. But what do you do with a black market offering like, for example, Lottoland? It's a problem. So they have, let's say, 90% of the traffic going to Lottoland still is lottery, but only, let's say, the remainder is split between sportsbook and online casino. So you need to come up with some sort of quotation. This is what I said. We need some manual adjustments, but to make the data comparable, we don't change the manual adjustments. So over a longer period of time, so we're looking at the same quotation methods, that makes the data pretty much comparable. And then in the end, of course, we need to aggregate the data to make it well usable then in presentations like this one here today. Then Google, this was really a practical need. I was really tired of investing my budget into Google and not seeing really that much of return anymore. And the reason was, my esteemed colleague Jochen Weiner, I think it was exactly a year ago where you stand here and brought this topic up. So we found in September last year around 55,000 different Google campaigns that were, let's say, advertised by black market operators. And I said, hey, this cannot be. No one's really doing something against it. So what we did is we took a tool. It's a Humble AI, which is a marketing automation. We feed this tool with search terms normally a player would use on Google to find black market offers like Casino ohne Lizenz, etc. and then we read out the Google results automated. And then again, we check the results, the domains that we get back against the whitelist of the GGL because, there is only a black and a white market. So the black market is when you're not on, you're promoting a real money gambling offer and you're not on the whitelist, so you have a problem. No? So I can consider you as black. And then, of course, we do some filtering and categorization afterwards. So we look, is it an operator? Is it an affiliate? What is the license, etc. And then, of course, for which reason ever, we need to exclude the social casinos then in the end, because also you find a lot of social casinos, but they are for which reason ever allowed. So, and now the biggest part, we only found out very lately, we stopped advertising at Meta roughly a year ago, because we made the same experience as with Google. And we said, okay, it must be possible to also build up a monitoring for Meta. And it was really, really, really easy in the end, because Meta gives everyone access to the Meta ads library. So every campaign that is published on Meta will find an entry in the Meta ads library, and you can read it out. Pretty easy. You just log in, or just open the link. I will provide the link later, and then you search for certain campaigns, and you find everything with a unique campaign ID, so that you also can reproduce the results that you see there anytime. So then the same principle as Google, we're getting back the data, we're checking against the GGL whitelist, and then we start filtering and categorization. So I don't need to explain the third data, I guess, third-party data. I think that goes without any explanation. So what we also see now on the similar web data, and this is now very, very important, and is we see a decline if we compare it really quarterly in the year-on-year in the regulated market and also in the non-yet regulated market. So, and that really makes me wonder. So that would imply that certain users are not playing anymore. So where are those users? And our, let's say, best theory, also running a trusted partner program, of which I'm not speaking today, and knowing how, let's say, black market operators allow VPN traffic, we think that more and more users in the German market start to use VPN in their daily online gambling behavior. That means we don't see them anymore via similar web, and also they get lost in many other tracking methods over time. But I tell you something now, Matej is sitting on the table. This is an example from your affiliate side, and I'm not shy to speaking out. So although you told me in Rome and also today, that you discussed this with the GGL, I consider this as a problem. You see on the left side, you go on this affiliate site, Casino Guru, and then you get a pop-up notification telling you if you're entering this site with a German browser setting and with a German IP address, that, you're most probably coming from Germany, so I'm only allowed to show you certain casinos. But then look at the last point, and this is really what drives me nuts. If you want to see the full program, more or less, let's go international, right? So because if you would not come from Germany, then of course you could see more. And as you can see, if you open it with a German browser, with a German IP address, you find a regulated offer on the very top. This is Drückglück from Skill.net. Everything is fine. Also, the bonus offer is completely fine. And it has, let's say, a secure good or high or something like that is in there. So, but then you do exactly the same. You keep the German, the browser preferences on German, but then you just switch on a VPN and take any IP address, but not German IP address, and then in your face, RioBet Casino. And then, of course, RioBet accepts players from 8 countries, with 8 different languages, and it's highly secure now also. So if we do things like that, and if we tell the industry and even the affiliates, sorry to pick you up, but I was really impressed as you told me in Rome that this is legal. So then we don't need to be surprised if we train our users to switch on the VPN. If we tell them all the time, look, if you want a real deal, so please disguise the real nature of where you're coming from, and then you get the full program. So I'm not saying that you get any commissions now from RioBet, no, although I'm assuming you get some commission from them. Well, how would you distinguish if there's coming from Germany or elsewhere? Because with a switched on VPN, I guess you just get your CPA, that's it. But I would say this is a big problem, what we have here in the market, and where we make it even harder. But we also have a success story. As said, Jochen Weiner was standing here a year ago, starting this loop where we said, okay, we have problems with Google, and well, we built up the monitoring, and then we provided the information every month to Google. We also provided the information to the GGL, and then, well, after a few months, and you see the results now, well, Google started to act. No, it was not exactly September last year, as we heard. No, that's when they introduced the new advertising guidelines, but in reality, after that, the number of black market campaigns first rose and only then went down. So it started to go down in January, went down in January this year. And well, until up and today, we send every day, every week, every month our findings to Google, and they just suspend the accounts. And this is really a good example of what the industry can do. No? So we built a very, very simple tool. We just took what was available on the market and then, well, confronted our partners with that and even informed the regulator about our findings. And then we act together, and that's really led to the success that we have reduced the black market advertising by 99%. Also for Google, they lost quite a lot of business with that, no, because not only we made the experience that it's hard to earn money on Google, but also what you can see that the advertising now on Google after the black market, let's say it was more or less eliminated on the SEA front, is picking up again, it's rising again. So also Google makes more money again. Yeah, Meta. Great topic. So Meta is the next elephant in the room. So we spoke now in the last 6 months a couple of times with Meta. We informed them about that, well, as we did back then with Google, that there's a massive problem with black market ads on their system. And over again, you can see it without any reaction. They just come back to us and say, we need to internally investigate whatsoever. So they did nothing. And you see the last contact was on November 3rd, and then on November 6th, this came out. No, so they exactly knew what they're doing, and they exactly knew about their fucking I don't know to say fuck anymore. Excuse my French, no? Which is also wrong now, I guess. Yeah, should not say that. Okay, so then this Reuters article came out, and well, they found out that 10% of the revenues of Meta in 2024 was generated with scam ads. And we're talking about, it was 158 billion US dollars ad revenues in 2024. So we're talking about roughly 16 billion of that was made with scam ads. And the biggest part of that was, of course, online casinos, crypto casinos, etc., you can choose. And well, just to translate it to Germany, the German ad market, we have some guys here from the ad industry, is around 27 billion net spend, something like this, 26 billion. So in this size, and 50% of the net spend is going to Google, Meta, Amazon, etc. So let's assume that only 10% of this roughly 27 billion euro is a Meta share. So it's 2.7 billion every year from Germany going to Meta, and if their 10% of it is fraudulent advertising, we're talking about 270 million euro net advertising spend. Now that is going only on Meta to black market campaigns, and this is really, really substantial. And then I was in Rome last week, also nice. As I was on my way to the stage, because I said, okay, I need to go into the lion's den from time to time, not where you get the secure applause, but where you really, well, get more punched in the face. Now, I was on my way to stage, I came across this booth here, Facebook account. And the claim is, we accept all type of advertising. Whatever you like, now you can get it there. And they make it literally. So I waited for the moment when no one was on the booth to take a picture. But really, whatever you have in mind you want to promote, they make it happen. No, it's easy. So even if you don't know how it works, no, you find, let's say, service providers out there helping you immediately to bring online whatever you like. So understand the finding. So I'm almost at the end already. So in September, we were around 77,000 different campaigns we found. And now October, that's the latest data I only received a few hours ago. It's around 75,000 different campaigns. And well, this is not single ads. It's like really different, distinguished campaigns we are talking about. This is really that huge. And if you really took look what we can see, no? Then it's something like this. If you go to the ad library and then you investigate who's behind that, now you see really, really everything. Now you have the creative, you have this unique ID, you have the demographic breakdown, you see exactly how many of the target group and which demographic group was was reached with this advertising. And also I will put the link in here so you can all try it out yourself then later back when you download the presentation. No, but it's really, really working. It's really, really shocking. Also, take a few minutes and just browse through the ads library. Whatever comes to your mind might not be allowed in Germany. You find it there, I promise you. It's really, really shocking, and no one is doing something against it. And if you click on this particular app, so I have to go back now. I don't know how. So yeah. So and this has a completely different name to when you click on this video ad. No, you land here in this casino, no, and you see directly we're talking about 1,500. Euros bonus, 250 spins on top. No, so everything we can't do. But even more, you can't even find, I really read the terms and conditions and everything. There is no license on this page. So it's not clear as to whoever licensed this offering. It's not available. And also shocking, they offer Apple Pay, Google Pay, of course they do, and Visa and MasterCard. Now, everyone is really having a share of the market, of the black market, even in this casino here. And well, I think these are really things that needs to change. And there was, let's say, I think a bigger proceeding against Google, Amazon, and Apple a few months ago in the US, and I think there was a fine of around 2 billion, and this is one of the reasons, but still existing, because the screenshot I only took on the weekend, so it's still there. I have 2 minutes. Okay, last slide, and then I will stop. Just follow me on a very simple calculation. Yeah? So let's assume that each of those 75,000 campaigns, roughly, only generated one user, one FTD, first-time depositor. So, and we assume then, moreover, that the NGR, the net gaming revenue of this user, because this is the net of bonus money, so because bonus money normally is free of tax in Germany, so is around 500 euro. This is I would say approximately twice of what we see in the regulated market at the moment. And then we assume 90% RTP or 10% margin. Why 90%? I think Josh said it before in his speech. So the average in the black market is around 95%, but if you would take 5.3% tax on a 95% RTP, you would probably lose 0.3% of your money with every spin, so it doesn't make any sense in this example. So I said, okay, let's take only 90% RTP. That brings you to 5,000 euro turnover per player, and if you per year, and if you take this, then 5.3%, we're talking about 19 or roughly 20 million euro tax evasion. That's what we see here, only with one FTD. And now let's get completely crazy. What if it was 3? Then it's 60 million. And the average tax income this year was around 17.4 million. This is the average in 2025. So even this cohort has a tax damage that is bigger than the average tax months in any given month this year, on an annual basis, of course. So closing note would be, let's reclaim the market. No?
These numbers are mind-boggling.
Yeah.
It's almost like we're in the wrong business here.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So
and I'm still getting upset.
Since you spoke about elephants in the room, these are huge elephants.
Yes.
And the question really is, how are we going to put the lead on the elephant and take them, where we need them to go? But
So I also read in the Reuters article that normally they would react to if there's a formal letter coming from the GGL or from a prosecutor and saying, hey guys, you can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
So then at least they would take the internal investigation more serious than they currently do. I think this is the only way. Also, I can't do much now because, as said, we tried it now for 6 months without any results. No, they really don't care. So they just tell me, come back next time, we still investigate.
Yeah, the problem with companies like Google is that their total turnover annually is bigger than most European countries. So
yeah, that's it.
I think there is one question, at least 2 questions, please, on the screen. So the first question, are you providing your findings on Meta to the GGL?
Definitely, yes.
That's a short answer. The second one, do you have plans to launch an initiative to fight the illegal market? Other operators can join.
Yes, we have already, to be honest. We have this Trusted Partner Program. Well, I now speak again about this. But we started a Trusted Partner Program that incentivizes, in the first place, game providers to not provide German black market casinos with their content. So that was the first step. So currently we have about 10 providers who signed our code of conduct and promised not to do that anymore. So 85% of our revenues are coming solitary from providers that are not providing the game market anymore. So then the second step, we are working on a code of conduct at the moment for payment service provider, because if you dry out the swamp of payments, so the black market can't survive. Now, of course, you still have then the crypto problem, etc., but it's ridiculous that companies like Apple or Google Pay or Visa or MasterCard are, let's say, promoted on all the black market sites I find out there. Now, this cannot be. And the third part is we want to also have a code of conduct with the most important media partners. So it's easy, let's say, for German TV channels, etc. So they anyway have to follow all the regulations, but it's then again a bit more complex to have a code of conduct with Google or with Meta to sign them really off, because as you rightly said, so they're earning so much money with that, and in the fines. Sorry, there was a fine against really. I know, and there was a fine back then with Platin Casino. I say a name today, right? So give a shit, really. And the fine was 50,000 euro. No? And everyone in the industry knows that was the day there was a big party in Frankfurt and Offenbach. No? And they really left their, ass off, right? So we need to also learn how to fine them correctly. No? So we really need to go there and saying, hey guys, to hurt you, no, I'm not fine you with 50,000 euro. What is it, right? So then really you need to put a few hundred million, if possible, behind it, no? Because this is the market value. You'll be sticking around, so if people are interested in joining this initiative, they can probably get in touch with you. Come to us. We are open for everyone. We are also not, let's say, claiming the victories for ourselves. So you can use whatever we have and rebrand it, rephrase it, how you like it. So the overarching target really is to shape the market in the way, as an industry, that we can run a proper business. Thank you very much for this presentation. Thank you. Join me thanking Christian Heins. Thank you, Christian.